Welcome back, focus learners, to another explainer. Let's jump straight in. Today, we're zeroing in on a massive operational shift taking place across the industrial sector. We're talking about how modern digital software is bringing some absolutely game-changing efficiency to manufacturing risk assessments.
Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to ask yourself a pretty serious question. Does your risk assessment actually survive contact with the production floor? You might have this perfectly formatted safety matrix sitting on a hard drive somewhere, but does it really matter if operators are out there actively bypassing a machine's interlock just to clear jam? Or what happens when shift patterns change and a totally new crew steps in? Today, we're looking at how to make these assessments efficiently survive contact with the everyday, chaotic reality of the factory floor.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover the factory floor reality, explore the digital efficiency engine, check out the top software contenders for 2026, identify triggers for dynamic change, and finally, learn how to move beyond the checklist. We are basically moving from the chaos of static binders to a living, breathing digital ecosystem.
Starting with Section 1, the factory floor reality, surviving the chaos. Grounding this abstraction in reality for a second, a perfectly formatted safety matrix sitting in some shared folder is basically just a digital paperweight if operators are actively defeating an interlock just to keep the production line moving. Or think about a maintenance crew following a static document that simply says, isolate equipment. Right, but if that document doesn't detail the specific electrical, pneumatic, or stored energy hazards involved, that isolation procedure is literally meaningless. When your documentation is detached from reality, you lose both efficiency and safety.
Just think about the sheer density of your operations. Imagine walking through your facility right now. You've got general workplace hazards, task-based risks, highly specific machinery dangers, chemical COSHA requirements, and dynamic point-of-work changes, all happening simultaneously. A factory can have a highly automated production line, a chemical washing station, and forklifts operating all within just a few meters of each other. Trying to manage all these intersecting assessments manually, it's a nightmare, making an efficient connected solution absolutely critical.
Section 2, the digital efficiency engine, connecting the data.
And this brilliantly illustrates the exact difference between these two worlds. In a static workflow, your assessment lives entirely isolated. It's stuck on a shared drive or shoved in a binder. But in a digital efficiency workflow, that assessment connects live to machinery records, maintenance logs, and employee training profiles. If a machine breaks down, the risk profile, the operator's actual competence record, and the corrective action are all looped together instantly. It's a complete game changer.
To achieve ultimate efficiency, modern software actually has to control the entire life cycle. You don't just identify and assess. You control the risk, assign an owner, approve it, communicate it, and then you continuously monitor, review, and revise. The true power here isn't in filling out a form, it's in efficiently tracking the actions that actually result from it.
Moving to Section 3, top software contenders, best choices for 2026.
Now, what's really interesting here is finding the right fit. Full transparency up front, our source material today was published by Evaluate, which is one of the software providers we're discussing. But acting strictly as neutral analysts, matching factories to tools, the data proves there's absolutely no one-size-fits-all. True efficiency means picking the specialized fit. So Evaluate excels at connecting equipment and people to a wider EHS platform. But look at the alternatives. Evotix is your go-to for complex operational change management. EHS Insight is specifically tailored for field-level and residual risk analysis. Notify provides really strong central governance across multiple UK sites. WorkWallet is highly relevant for mobile engineers who need to link assessments to live jobs. EcoOnline is perfect for chemical-intensive manufacturing. And Safety Culture? That's fantastic for getting broad frontline adoption through super simple mobile checklists. Ultimately, you gain efficiency by picking the right specialized tool for your specific environment.
Section 4, triggers for dynamic change. Because factories change constantly. Factories are living organisms, right? Risk assessments shouldn't just sit there unchanged for 3 years just waiting for a calendar expiration date to roll around. Things happen. New machinery gets introduced, production speeds ramp up, guarding is modified, or totally new contractors arrive on site. A digital system's true efficiency is found in how it reacts dynamically to those specific events. Imagine a maintenance engineer arrives to work on a machine, but discovers the neighboring production line is unexpectedly still running. A static document can't help them there at all. But a dynamic point-of-work system allows them to assess that immediate change efficiently and safely. Let's see how this builds when we look at the workflow. When a dynamic trigger happens,
let's say adding a robotic loader to a line. A digital management of change instantly kicks in. Step 1, the change is identified on the floor. Step 2, the system finds only the affected assessments without bogging you down with unrelated ones. Step 3, specific new controls are reviewed. And Step 4, they are approved and communicated directly to the relevant workers. This workflow proves that real safety is about efficient tracking over time, not just doing some initial data entry and forgetting about it.
And finally, Section 5, moving beyond the checklist to implement real controls. I really want to highlight a core philosophy straight from the source material. It says, risk assessment software should not turn every problem into PPE. This is so important. Reducing a number in a digital matrix from red to green by simply typing "wear a mask" doesn't reduce the real physical danger if that control is fundamentally weak. This is what we call the better question concept. A weak control relies on RPE masks for welding fumes, right? But a strong, efficient control installs effective extraction right at the source. Your software shouldn't just efficiently ask, what gloves should they wear? Instead, it should force the question, can physical access to this hazard be prevented entirely? We want genuine engineering controls, not just administrative band-aids.
We also have to briefly touch on AI's role in this whole ecosystem. AI brings incredible efficiency to processing data, suggesting hazards or summarizing past incidents in literal seconds. But AI cannot physically inspect a machine's interlock. It can't measure a machine's stopping time. The competent human assessor is completely non-negotiable here. The modern digital model is pretty simple. AI assists, humans assess.
I want to conclude this explainer with a provocative question for you to take back to your own operations. Does your software actually reduce risk, or does it just change the color of the matrix? True efficiency isn't just digitizing old paperwork. It's identifying what can genuinely hurt someone and implementing real, trackable controls. I hope this leaves you eager to evaluate your own systems and maybe drive some real change on your factory floor. Thanks for joining me, focused learners. Keep analyzing, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.